Cool. We be streaming and full screen. Yeah. What's up, everybody? Jack here. Welcome to another episode of Work Smart Not Hard Live. This is a weekly meeting that meets at Sunday at what time is it in California right now? 12:30? 1:30?
11:30.
11:30. Okay, at 11:30 a.m. California time. I live in Nicaragua. So does Lucas, actually. That guy right there. And it's 12:30 for us. But I shouldn't tell you guys Nika time, because I don't think any of you guys live in Nicaragua. Some people do. Occasionally there are some people who watch this call who are from Nicaragua. But it's more like they saw the other YouTube content, and then they're watching this call. There's one. If you're listening, I haven't gone to Tip Top yet. I'm sorry. But there will be a Tip Top video someday. I promise. And you're going to feel proud of me because it's going to be after waiting 2 years for a Tip Top video. There's a commenter who's always asking about Tip Top. And for those of you in the US, Tip Top is a fried chicken chain. It's like exactly what Popeyes or KFC is, basically. Except it's Latin American version. Tip Top. Okay? And a lot of people here are obsessed with it and really like it. You know, it's not healthy food, it's fried chicken. But fried chicken is, pretty tasty, and people who eat fried chicken tend to like fried chicken a lot, right? So that's cool. Anyway, now we're going to review real quick the course that I took over the week. So this course was a Skillshare course by Aaron Connolly? Connolly, no, not Connolly. Connolly. And it is about using LinkedIn. And I don't have that much experience with LinkedIn. So let me summarize really quick what I learned, okay? LinkedIn is like professional Facebook, basically. You join LinkedIn, and then you make a profile, and you put a lot of work into your profile on LinkedIn. Probably more work than you put into your Facebook profile. Because, of course, people can just write text. You could just write what your history is and this kind of stuff. But it really is better to use video, have links to things that you've been a part of, have interactive ways that people can look at your connection and then get a sense for who you are as a person and what your skills are very quickly in a way that's not really boring and mundane. So this course talked about how there's a lot of little things that you can do to make yourself come off as more of a person. You don't want to just be it shouldn't look like a job listing, but it should be professional. So you have to kind of have a balance between good images, you're not making typos, you're not doing that, but also you're showing yourself as a person, you're showing some of your character. So you make this profile on LinkedIn, and from that point, you can connect with other individuals on LinkedIn. You can communicate with them. And there's something called endorsements, which I'll get into in a second. But another thing you can do on LinkedIn is make content. So post blog posts, share writings that you're doing, sharing things that you're working on as you're doing them. LinkedIn is something that you're going to get more benefit out of if you are updating it fairly often. You don't have to do something every single day in it, but if you're thinking that you're just going to make a LinkedIn profile and then leave it, that's not going to be as effective as if you make a LinkedIn and you're contributing to it every week or two, right? You probably would want to do it more regularly than that, but if you're going to be not perfect, but you're still going to update it occasionally, you're going to be better off updating it every week or two than not updating it at all, okay? So you're going to want some kind of content that you're sharing that's relevant to your life, whether this is just you writing a short post every now and then about what you're currently working on, or maybe what you used to work on. You can be a bit flexible there. You can extrapolate about things that you used to go through and deal with and write about them. If there's nothing you're doing right now and you're trying to find a job, don't let that stop you. You can still make content about things. The other thing to keep in mind with LinkedIn is the endorsement system. So this is a profile, right? You make a profile for yourself and you claim that you have certain skills. But of course, anyone making their own profile is going to be like, I solve all problems, I'm perfect, you're going to hire me, and all your problems are going to go away, right? That's kind of what we want to think about ourselves and how we're going to write in most cases about ourselves, right? But that doesn't mean anything. And that's where these endorsements come in. So when you endorse somebody, you're basically upvoting the skill they claimed that they have. So if you say, oh, I make YouTube videos, but nobody has endorsed you, then this skill might not be valid to other people. They might ignore it because it's just you saying you can do something. Whereas if you have a claimed skill and thousands of people have essentially reviewed that you do have that skill, then when people look at your LinkedIn profile, they're going to think that you're actually good at it. Whereas in the first case, they may just think that you're saying you're good at it, right? So this endorsement system is how you kind of build that social proof about the skills that you're claiming that you have. And it kind of is a scratch my back, I'll scratch yours system, or like you follow me, I follow you on Instagram. It's kind of like that with endorsements. Typically, if you endorse somebody, you're going to write a flowery good thing about a service you had with them or something you know about them. They're typically going to do it back. So a lot of people teaching about LinkedIn are going to say to endorse a lot of other people. I'm not sure if that's something you should put your time and invest into, or if you should just focus on like making content and making connections and getting experience and getting other people to endorse you. I'm not sure. I don't work with it directly, just summarizing everything that I learned, and that's it. All right, guys, how's it going? What's been happening? What's new?
Hello. Um, Everything's been good with me. For people that don't know me, I am an eBay seller and a dog sitter and dog walker. And my dog walking is not as robust as it once was, so I'm trying to beef up my eBay store. I actually didn't do great on listing this week. I only listed 3 out of 7 days. I'm supposed to be doing 5 out of 7. So, but we're starting a new
Halfway
week
there.
today. Huh? Yeah.
More
We're
than
starting a new week
halfway.
today. Yeah. We're starting a new week, so that's fine. I'm not beating myself up about it. I just whatever. I didn't. I have a million excuses, but I'm just ready to start the new week. I've got some things already drafted, so just take some pictures tonight and pop them in, and I'll have today done. Today's pretty much done, so that's good. And yeah, just been enjoying outside. I've been getting out. My friend and I went on a little adventure last night, a lady friend of mine, and we went to this place where I had a code to get in, but then my code didn't work, so we had to like get someone to let us in, like some trails, and and then I forgot. Like then it was time to come out, and we couldn't get out, so just we finally found a door that was a little bit ajar. One of the gates was a little bit ajar, so we got back in. It's a big place, and so it's just kind of fun, just run around at night like teenagers. Fun, good stuff. And yeah, a party planned today. We'll all be social distancing, of course, but we're gonna have a get together at our house. Just a couple friends, and that's it. Just enjoying my life at the moment. I like having this time off. I listened to one of your videos, Jack, from like 3 or 4 months ago, and I was talking about how busy I was and how I really needed a break.
Perfect.
Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much me in a nutshell. Thank you.
Good summary. It's been really cool participating with you, Rita, because from the beginning you've really I can tell when you're talking that you understand that like there's some people who are watching this video that's recorded in the future. There's also you in the future. Then there's also people who don't know who you are, and you conceptualize how to communicate to them and these things. That's really cool. You've definitely grown a lot.
You're a good example.
You still don't always show your face, but it's okay.
Oh, someday. It'll happen.
What about you, Lucas?
Sorry, what was the question?
It's like this. So this is the part where each of us kind of talks about what we did over the past week, how we did with the task that we said we would do, and then I'm going to use this to contextualize, and then we'll talk a bit more as a group, and then after that we'll set up what our tasks for next week are.
Gotcha. For anybody who doesn't know, my name's Lucas. I also live in Nicaragua, pretty close to Jack. I'm a software engineer and I have a LinkedIn account. So I did my goal. I posted twice, but I didn't watch the course. I didn't watch any of it.
Okay. You didn't miss out. It was a pretty boring course. I learned stuff, but I wasn't feeling great about the rate at which I was learning things. You know? What really helps is when people have, I think it's called tonal fluctuation, something like that. But some courses, it sounds like the way I sound when I'm incredibly stoned, really tired, and I'm whispering. And I'm like, man, why, oh man, this is hard.
No, I hear you. That's what I'm trying to learn how to do that when I make my little eBay videos because I think it gets really boring because I do have kind of an analytical mind, so I'm analyzing and thinking and what I want to say, blah blah blah, and it's it's not relaxed, it's very monotone, like you
Yeah,
said. So
there's,
yeah, it's a skill.
I might be able to help conceptualize that a bit as well because from what I've kind of learned from my video creation is that every second that's passing by, there's like the chance that a person's going to lose interest and leave, right? And that as time passes is increasing and increasing and increasing. And there's certain things that you do that are triggers that get you a little bit more time before that ultimately happens. And it's probably going to happen before the end of the video. So whenever you make a joke or you make a person laugh or you do something unexpected, and I think that's one of the reasons tonal fluctuations is interesting because it makes things that may be mundane sound interesting if you put a lot of like curiosity and emotion into your voice. But it definitely is really, you have to be in the right kind of mood. Like right now, I can't do much tonal fluctuation. But when I'm really into it and in a video, I can really bring that up and down energy into it. But then there's another thing that's honestly probably more helpful than tonal fluctuation, and that is taking pauses. And this is something I still notice a lot. There's like, you cannot talk very long at all without another person talking before they zone out, no matter how interested they are in what you're saying. You essentially have to give people a moment to kind of consider what you were just talking about. If you are just talking and talking and talking and talking and you're not stopping between anything you're saying and you're not having pauses between any of your words and you're just going from subject to subject to subject to subject to subject, then it doesn't allow people to really absorb what you're saying. Like right now I'm talking much faster, but it's, if you're paying attention, you have to use a little bit more energy to listen to me. Whereas if I slow my voice and I'm talking like this, then it's usually much easier for people to follow along. And this is also something that living in a foreign country really, really helps you learn because you essentially have to talk slower and you have to be very specific with your words because you're around people who aren't they're not completely fluent in the same language as you. So that means that if you communicate slower, you communicate more effectively. And it's really interesting observing that, especially when I go back to my friends in the US, because we're all fluent in English and we can talk super fast and we never fucking listen to each other. We're always just talking, and then the other person's like not paying attention, is on their phone, wasn't listening in the first place. For some reason, we decided to start talking to them while they were in the middle of another task. And even though we all speak English, we would be better off speaking slower. It's funny.
That's partly it. Well, I noticed we did that more when we were younger. As we get older, maybe because our thoughts don't come as quickly. I don't know. It seems to get a little better sometimes as you get older.
Makes sense. Supposedly everything gets better. If you're just getting older and just improving every day.
Always try. I don't know if everyone's like that or not, but I always try. Yeah, what? I don't know. I can't think of why you wouldn't. It's great. It's great to see improvement in yourself.
Not sure there's anything that is the same across all people. Well, at least in mentalities. I'm looking at the live chat real quick. I actually didn't have it up on my phone, so apologies if you guys said something Usually the chats for this aren't very active though, which kind of makes sense because I pretty much just ignore them. My videos. Nice. Eric in Ohio says hello from Ohio. What's up, Eric in Ohio? Hello. Hello from Nicaragua.
Ohio.
Ohio gozaimashita. Okay. Does anyone have a specific question or topic or something they were interested in or something they want to share?
Yes, I do. When you have a YouTube channel that you're creating content on, and you can create playlists, but I want to know, is there a way I can have a public playlist and a private playlist?
Yep.
You know, one that's just for me and one that's like what I would make a playlist, you know, for my videos that I'm creating, you know, for the public.
Yeah,
Can you do that?
there's actually 3 kinds of playlists. There's a private playlist that only you can see. There's a public playlist that is shared, like it's on your YouTube account and other people can look at the videos there. And then there is a official series playlist. So this isn't okay, it's a little bit confusing because all playlists are either private or public. But then there's official series playlists, and a video in this playlist cannot be in another official series marked playlist. Does that make sense? So like in a regular playlist, whether it's public or private, you could have I could have the playlist of feel good music and then the playlist of relax and focus music, and this could have some of the same videos, and that's fine. But if it was an official series playlist, it can only be on one of those playlists, and when a person is on your YouTube channel watching that playlist, it's going to autoplay to the next one more often than if you just have it in a public or a private playlist. Because just because you have it in a playlist doesn't mean that it's going to be played in that order to the person watching it. They have to actually go and start your playlist to have it do that. If they just watch the video and it's part of your playlist, that doesn't really matter. But if it's the official series playlist, then it's more likely that it will show them a video that you did versus a video someone else did.
So how do you think is the best way to organize a channel?
You're supposed to have a lot of playlists. It's definitely very useful. And also, a lot of people like episodic series because it tends to give more meaning to the content. It ends up being more specific. If you're like, oh, I'm going to do a series about this, then whenever you make a new video about this, you just add it to that playlist. And this helps because it means that someone interested in like the first video of that series is just going to like go into the next video more likely, and it's relevant and these kind of things. So you're definitely encouraged to make playlists. You're encouraged to have every one of your videos be classified in a one of these official playlists. There's just like a toggle somewhere in your YouTube settings that allows you to do that. I don't remember exactly what it's callalled. And then it'll give you an error if it'll give you an error if you have that video in another series. I went through my YouTube account at some point, all like 1,000 videos, and I categorized all of them. And so that's when I made like some playlists. And playlists are really useful for when you have a lot of content. When you don't have a whole lot of content, they're more useful for getting people to watch your videos. But when you have more content, sometimes people want an answer that you have in old content, but they don't even know that old content exists. So playlists kind of increase the chance that someone is going to be able to find that content.
Right. Okay. And do you have, when you did your playlist, did you do the public? Obviously, it wasn't the private. Did you do the public or the official?
I tried to make all of my videos be in one official playlist, depending on what they were about. Sorry, so it's not one big official playlist. It's each one is in a specific official
Yeah, I'm
playlist,
sorry.
right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
there's the
that makes sense.
official drop shipping playlist for my account, which is like 500 videos, and it just plays everything related to drop shipping. Then there's one about
Okay.
Nicaragua, and every video that is in that is about my time in Nicaragua or cost of living or videos of something here or a place or a business, these kind of things, etc., etc.
Okay.
It was a bitch though, because it's really easy to accidentally click one of your videos to be in the other one, and then this causes that error where you have a video and you're trying to have it in two official series playlists or something. So that was frustrating because I had like 1,000 videos and I had to individually pick which ones would be categorized as what, and yeah, it took a while.
Okay, thank you. That's great. Good to know.
So someone in the comments, Germany says, "Hello, my friend. What is the expected sales percentage if I upgrade my current store to 10,000 monthly product? You can expect a 0.5% sell-through rate. This is the minimum sell-through rate for like just kind of random stuff you're uploading to eBay. If you are providing better deals or cheaper products or products that don't have much competition, then the sell-through rate is going to be substantially higher than 0.5%. 0.5 is like an absolute kind of minimum. It's hard to get a sell-through rate that is worse than 0.5. It is possible. For example, if you were to upload 100 or 10,000 different tires for different car models, you probably would have a pretty low sell-through rate. Or if you were to sell a bunch of the 3D Rose products from Walmart, which are just print-on-demand product. 3D Rose means we printed a design onto a cup. So the cups alone, there's like 100, 200,000 different cups with random-ass designs and stuff on them that don't have any brand authority or anything. So if you're selling 10,000 of these, you can expect like 0.5 of them or less to sell. Whereas if you're uploading 10,000 better products, you could expect more of them to sell. And it really depends on the seasonality. Are you posting them at a time where there's a lot of competition and a lot of demand, or a time when there's not much demand, not much competition? It really depends. There's no magic number, but the 0.5 metric is like basically as low as it gets. You have a hard time finding products that won't sell at least 0.5% of the time in a 30-day period. I gotta plug my laptop in real quick, otherwise we lose this whole stream. We good? Good? Good laptop? Yeah, we're good. Cool. Yeah, okay, cool. Best of luck. Let me know if you need more. You should probably ask some more questions that give more information, because if you're expecting a certain amount of your products to sell and you're asking random people on YouTube about that, you probably don't really know what you're doing, but maybe you do. I don't know. I'm not trying to chastise you at all for asking the question.
Yeah, he's probably might be a beginner. Because I think at the beginning we all want to know how much we can make. We're trying to crunch the numbers.
But then,
okay,
then we're just inviting ourselves to be lied to, like, you know.
Yeah. But I mean, it's a normal question people ask all the time, so I figure it's pretty, especially if you're new, it's pretty normal to say, okay, if I put in all this effort, how much can I hope to make, that kind of thing. So, like, I don't know if it would help him or her at all. I have a small eBay store, around 200 items, and I had the last 2 months, I had a 10% sell-through rate on used clothing, mostly women's clothing. So that, that's just another example. And then some people have 20% and higher.
So this is probably a drop shipper. So this 10% sell-through rate is really good for a drop shipper. That's like,
oh yeah,
that's great.
So, oh, okay. So he's a drop shipper, you think? Okay.
Most likely, based on, I mean, I don't think it's some random eBay seller who's just like, I'm gonna pop 10,000 products into my eBay store, like,
yeah. So.
But maybe you're right. Maybe he's not a dropshipper. In which case, that if you're physically selling stuff and you have a 0.5% sell-through rate, that is hard. Like, I think it would actually be challenging to find stuff that you can post. Okay, I guess that's not true, because you could just be making everything way too expensive, couldn't you? You could just say these are all like $200 items, and they're actually like $2 items, and they'd never sell,
You
theoretically.
could be selling books. Books suck.
Books. Oh, Lucas, did I show you the bookstore?
No, remind me.
I gotta show
Did you
these
try
people
selling
too,
books?
actually.
Lucas, did you try to sell some books?
No, I've never sold books. I just know compared to like once Amazon came in, especially with how many ebooks there are, books on eBay like tanked.
Oh, I didn't know that. Because some people really seem to
Makes
like
sense.
it. I don't know. Some people, it's an easy thing to get into, I guess. So many books around.
Yeah, it's a niche.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people like start out with a collection and they're just like, I'm gonna try and get rid of this on eBay. So it's definitely doable.
Yeah.
Speaking of books, let me show you guys a eBay seller who has 3.7 million items on their eBay account. And what is it called again? One second, I gotta open my WhatsApp real quick.
USA Books.
USA Books. That was just that was it.
I think so. That's what she told me.
It was
And then
something
they're
like that. Oh no, this isn't the. I'm just gonna go to. Wait, where'd WhatsApp go? So what's interesting about this account? It has 3.7 million products, right? And just for reference, to post 3.7 million products in the United States costs a huge amount of money. You're talking about $111,000 per month without any kind of that's just in insertion fees alone. Okay, so you can see they have a crap load of items. What's interesting, they're called Awesome Books USA. They are based in the United Kingdom. Okay, and they have 3.7 million items. In the United Kingdom eBay, there is a unlimited insertion fee plan. So that means that you can post an infinite number of items as long as your account limits allow you to, and not pay that $111,000 monthly bill that you would pay in the United States, okay?
So how much does it cost them to do that? For that type of account?
350 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. What a good hack. Somebody had a good hack there.
The thing is, I don't know if this violates eBay policy or not, because they are definitely working around eBay, because they're not selling into the UK market. Their fucking name is Awesome Books USA, and their feedback shows their feedback, if you look at the negative one, because what's interesting is a lot of the positive comments are things saying how incredibly fast the item shipped. And considering they have 3.7 million items, that's the realm that it's very, very hard to manage that if those are physical products. For some perspective, the Walmart retailer website has like 4 million items or 5 million or something like that. So 3.7 million is a lot. That is past the feasible realm of physical. Like, this business would have to be supremely huge to actually have these in stocks. They almost certainly must be a drop shipper. But I think what's happening is they're claiming they're based in the UK, or maybe they registered a business in the UK. And if you look at these listings, they'll say that they ship from the UK. But the reality is they probably just ship from somewhere in in the United States. For example, Amazon. So that means we should be able to find this book somewhere else incredibly cheap. Unless this is just a really big company, Awesome Books USA. I have no idea.
I think I've seen this sort of thing on eBay too. And theirs is, they say they're from Australia. And I would see all these clothes and it'd be a whole bunch in a row shipping from Australia with a really high shipping rate. Does that sound like a similar profile? It's really weird. I was.
It depends, because I don't know if this person is actually lying about it. It could be that they're sourcing these products. But some people do actually, like, they'll claim that they're in another place, and then they'll charge a huge amount for shipping, and then they just pocket that money. I know why, because I have delivery set to Nicaragua. That's why. I gotta change this real quick.
Yeah, because these items that I saw were like really cheap. So it kind of sucks because it makes it look like, oh, this type of outfit is only worth 99 cents or whatever, you know? It's like, damn it. And then you look at the shipping and you're like, oh, there's where all the profit is. It's really an interesting.
Oh, they actually are an Amazon. Oh, wow. Maybe this person is actually, interesting. Awesome Books USA is an Amazon storefront as well. Maybe they actually do so. I don't know how they exist. That's crazy. 3.7 million products is inordinately large. I don't even know how to how to conceptualize that. I was pretty confident they were abusing it, but I don't know. I guess it depends. It really depends on what they're doing. I guess, okay. I'm gonna share. So over the week, I made my outlines for all of the free courses that I'm gonna make. And now, this week, I have to start making some of these courses for my website. And as I've been working more on this project, I think at the moment, I'm gonna focus on making kind of, not tiny, like, really short courses, but each course is going to start with like maybe just like 30 minutes of content or something, and just to be very short and specific and make sure the individual now knows this exists, and then teaches like a very basic lesson, and then in the future I can add more to these and bring them all out. But for now, I basically need to get all of the knowledge about available services and things that exist out into this website so that people can know it's possible and know what's possible. That is kind of the priority, right? So the 4 courses that I've marked as being free are the course about the mentality, a course about how to use YouTube to teach yourself anything that you need, a course about financial logistics, how to access your money when you live in a country that isn't as easily accessible as the United States financially, etc., etc., how to purchase cryptocurrency when you live in a country where Coinbase doesn't allow you to make purchases from your currency, etc., etc. And then the course about finding a job as a virtual assistant. And this hinges on the learning on YouTube part, because a lot of the stuff that you can do as a virtual assistant, you can learn on YouTube and get that skill and then offer that as a service to other people. And with the free content, I'm trying to be like, okay, if this person never engages in any of my paid content, what can I educate them about that will enable them to know what's possible and allow them to have a clear understanding of what they can improve on or work on next, even if they never engage in any of my paid content. So now I'm trying to figure out what my task should be for the next week. I think it's going to be to finish just one of these courses, these free courses, and I'm not going to pick which one yet, but I'm going to go with the simplest one that I have the most fundamental understanding about, and hopefully that'll get the momentum rolling on actually making the Spanish content. So let me write that real quick. And let's see, do I say that I need to record the content, or do I say that it needs to be available on the website? Because if I make it available on the website, that means paying for the learning management system. But I'll probably work more if I'm starting to pay for it. It's just another incentive. So I'm not sure really.
How much does it cost? What's
It's like
the cost of
$100
it?
something, $160.
One-time fee?
Yeah, for a year. It's actually
Personally, I'd
almost
wait,
200 total.
I'd probably wait a little myself.
Yeah, that's
But,
I
you know, I
ideally
don't know your finances.
ideally wait until I have multiple free courses available. I think is really the so maybe I do it once I have 3. But anyway, I need to record the content for one of the free courses. And that's my weekly goal. Jack will record the videos for one free course on the Trabajo Sabio website. Okay, awesome. What about, does one of you want to pick your next task?
I can go ahead. I'm teaching some workshops about Ruby, a programming language, for anybody who doesn't know what that is, at my job at Lambda School. And I need to get ahead of the curriculum a little bit. So my goal is to finish 3 of those lessons.
Okay. Can you write that in the weekly individual goal section? I want to call them tasks. For some reason, tasks feels more concrete, whereas a goal, I think, so many of us have made goals that we don't do, you know? Whereas a task is more like you either do it or you don't. It's more,
No,
it's like an action.
Goals now has a connotation
Yeah, right.
of something you never do. Yeah, I agree. We've all had too many goal failures.
Oh man.
Well, I'm going to have another boring goal. Boring for viewers, I'm sure. But I want to, well, for people who don't know, I'm an eBay seller, so part-time, and I did not have a listing habit a few weeks ago. And it was suggested by Jack and Chris Lynn from eBay YouTube that, you know, just if you're like that, if you're at that point, then you just start small and do 1 a day for a week, or 5 to 7 out of the days. And then the next week you do 2 a day, and the next week you do 3 a day. So this week I was doing 5 a day. So this coming week here, I want to do 6 a day for 5 out of 7 of the days.
Nice. And even so, at 4 a day, doing it 3 days, that's still more than the first 2 weeks.
Right? Yeah. I'm still making progress. I'm selling more than I used to. A little bit. Not, it's not a huge surge or anything, but it's slowly
Motivating.
I sold 20 things last month, which is about roughly 10% sell through rate. And so I'm hoping, that'll slowly go up. I don't know, like Chris Lynn said, a 5% sell through rate is good for used clothes. So I feel like I'm doing good already, but I would like to see it. I'd like to see 1 a day, like average 30. That would be something to try for. But, it's better to kind of track your process. What am I trying to say? My
develop your
actions rather
system
than
to accomplish the
yeah,
goals that you want. Focus on the
yeah,
system, not the
yeah,
end result. Yeah.
yeah. I see. Yep, I agree. So that's it.
Cool. You put it in the Discord?
Yes,
Oh, I miss Bray.
he's
Have you
been
heard from
working.
him?
He just has a different work schedule. I think he might be just adjusting and figuring it out now. He used to work nights and then he'd start his day trading in the morning,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. And so now I don't know. He's working days, so his day trading's not probably happening very much and things like that. So he's probably just trying to, life
Yeah.
changes.
I am
I thought he'd
perfectly
be here.
happy to reschedule this call again to a time that's convenient for him, but maybe he just needs some time to get situated.
I don't know. If I talk to him, I'll let him know that you're willing to reschedule if there's a better time for him.
Yeah, of course. That's like the whole point, is to have like a community and work towards making things easier for this community to participate.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to talk to him because my mother sold a house recently, and she called me and was saying that she wants me to invest in some things with some of the money. So I have to find some things that I feel are worth investing in. And so a conversation with Bray would just be useful for sure in that way. I know I want to invest in something Google related and something Nintendo related, because these are two companies that like I really, really like. But aside from that, not really sure. I'm more
I bought a
focused.
stock.
Go on.
Sorry. I bought a stock a week or so ago, but it's down right now. But just if you want to look at it, it's JOYY. And the reason I like it is because I heard 2 or 3 times from 2 or 3 different places, one in real life, people that I know, about this app called Marco Polo. Have you heard of it?
Yeah.
It's really big in Asia. And so Joy owns Marco Polo. And
Okay.
they also have other things too, I guess. But it's a pretty I mean it wouldn't be a conservative thing to buy. I don't know if you want something more conservative, but anyway, for anybody who's listening, I'm not, obviously, disclaimer, I don't know what I'm doing.
This is a YouTube video.
Yeah, don't blow your money because some dog sitter said it was a good idea. Don't just throw it down on. But I enjoy just seeing how it goes, but you might want more safer bets like Coca-Cola or something. I don't know.
I feel like soda's eventually gonna, like, Coca-Cola, of course, will still be around, but I want to believe that someday humans will stop widely consuming a waste product that's expensive just because they're addicted to it, and it doesn't it doesn't do anything that you can accomplish with other drinks and beverages, and it costs money.
There's something about it, those bubbles and the sugar mixed together, though. It's
something that you like while you're continuing to drink it, but once you stop drinking soda is kind of an alarming experience. It's
I know.
Whoa, where's the liquid? Why is my mouth full of air? I was trying to have a cold, refreshing beverage, and I'm not having any skin contact with the liquid molecules because of all this fucking... I don't like carbonated beverages.
But, are you sure?
Yeah. Oh, man. Things are now... What's the COVID situation like for you, Rita?
Okay, so for me, nothing's changed much, except I don't get to walk as many dogs. And that's mainly because I had 3 clients, and one of them was my biggest client in a kind of a skilled nursing facility at elderly people. So those places aren't going to be open for months. I don't know.
Hopefully they never reopen and we actually put our old people with their families. Like, that would be great. I would love that.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I would love that too. That would be the perfect world for sure. For sure. So there's that. Well, that's another discussion because I have had discussion with some of these children, that's parents are. Sometimes people, I mean, now we have, everything would systematically have to change where women would be back in the home again, which nobody wants. So, you know what I mean? Because somebody has to when somebody has Alzheimer's, somebody has to take care of them. Somebody has to be there with them.
Yeah, but if the family was paying for them to be in an old person's home, they were likely paying way, 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 way more money than having a full-time dedicated person in their own home.
That could be.
No, that's absolutely true. There's tons of corruption and very.
It's not about the money, but it's not about the money. They just want to keep their jobs, like. Unfortunately, but you're saying they could have a full-time caregiver for as cheap as
if they weren't going. Nursing homes have not. I'm not saying all of them are like this, but it's a very corrupt industry. There's a lot of incredibly overpriced
absolutely
bullshit, and it's
absolutely you definitely preaching to the choir on that one. I agree. I don't like it either. But that having been said, I'm probably never going to be back in there, because they're not going to be open for a long time. So I definitely, as soon as things open up a little bit here, I'll be looking for new dog walking clients and just, continuing to make my business better. So I've let go of that. Like that was kind of it's a little bit of a bitter pill, that just stopped, but, some people have it worse than I do.
Gotta make the best of it. Well, you're taking a break, and then you're going to come back and be like, I have dog walking nirvana. I know how to do everything now. COVID has given me tranquility to see.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. And I know what I don't want. And I don't want the hours that I was working. I was working weird hours, too early in the morning, too late at night. So I wasn't getting good sleep. So, yeah, I love it. I mean, I was talking to somebody yesterday, a good friend, and we don't ever want to go back. We kind of have to because we need the money, but so we got to figure out ways to make money in a better way.
Got to adapt.
So exhausting. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, loving it. I'm happy. I'm a very happy person right now, for the most part.
That's awesome. Glad to hear that.
Yeah. You've been a big part of that, Jack. You've helped me a lot with these calls, and
for
people who don't know, Jack offers a consultation call. I do it every couple of weeks to check in and discuss things, and it's only $20. It's really cheap. For an American, it's $20 is not too much. For a half hour, it's great. And but he does one call for free. So if you want to try it out, you can just do it for free. And he's not paying me to say this.
Yeah, normally I'm the one saying these things. I do offer a consultation service, and it is free for the first 30 minutes. A lot of people sign up for those and then never show up. Like, maybe like 80%. I can tell by the seriousness and the effort. Basically, most of the people who sign up don't put in any fields of additional information, and they say something like, how not ban eBay account. And then they give me a contact info, and they never respond when I reach out to them. And then they also don't respond at the specific time. That's my experience with the free consultation thing. Although sometimes actual people show up. That does happen occasionally, but it's not very often.
That's too bad. You guys are missing out. Jack's got a lot of wisdom for a young person, or even for an older person. He's got a lot of good stuff. He's had a lot of interesting experiences, and he's learned a lot, and he's constantly learning more. So it's a lot there.
I don't think of myself as a wise person. But
I don't care.
It's more...
I can still say it.
Yeah, you can say that. That's fine. That's fine. It's more like I do think of myself as a person with a different perspective and a mentality that's uncommon. And so by engaging in conversation, it's easy to replicate that in yourself if that's something that you're interested in. And that's kind of how my consultations function. It's like, if you want to get a more aware energy where you're being nurturing to yourself, but getting results without being angry at yourself, and you're being patient. If you want to learn this kind of stuff, I'm really good to assist that. However, if you want to like force yourself to work all day and that kind of stuff, talking to me is not going to make you do that. It is definitely not. And there's some people who need to do that. If you're in med school and you're trying to be a doctor, my philosophy is not going to be useful to you. And that's reality, So I think wisdom implies that you're good at a lot of different things. And I've only been around for like 26 years. And it's not that I have a lot of wisdom about stuff so much as that I have a different perspective. So I'm more likely to see solutions. And that's useful to people. And they perceive that as being smart. But really, they could just look for solutions as well. But people aren't as easily able to do that, right?
That was a lot of words to deflect a compliment, Jack.
Thank you, Rita. All right, guys. Anything anyone wants to go over? Or anybody watching, you got any kind of questions or anything? Oh, here's my phone. Let's see. Order Eno says, hello, guys. What's up? And Eric in Ohio says, do you sell on Amazon? I don't sell on Amazon. And Rita doesn't sell on Amazon. And Lucas doesn't sell on Amazon. We've bought things on Amazon, though. What did you guys most recently buy off Amazon?
I used AWS for an API key. Does that count?
No. Like, what did you buy from Amazon.com?
Sleeping bag, maybe in like June.
That's the thing I miss. I think probably the thing I miss most realistically is being able to just make anything teleport to my door for money. I can kind of do that here, but in a different way. Like, in some ways, there's more convenience. Like, there's a guy who walks in front of the house almost every day selling all kinds of fruits and vegetables for cheaper than most of the people watching this could imagine, you know? And that's awesome, wicked convenient. But when I want, like, the latest microphone or something else without paying double its price in the United States, I can't easily get those things. But on Amazon, boom, you just teleport stuff to your door for like $10. I can't do that here. Someday.
I don't order anything from Amazon. I did maybe 2 years ago because I couldn't find it on eBay. Because I sell on eBay, I try to support eBay.
Yeah, makes sense.
And I also don't like the way Amazon treats its employees. And so, like, I just, kind of steer away from them. That could change, but
yeah,
I couldn't find this one. I had this big long window, and I wanted a curtain rod. I ended up actually getting a shower curtain rod because that was,
funny. That was long enough.
Yeah, but I got that, and actually, the first one came. It was all bent up. It got damaged during shipping, probably, and so I told them, and they did have a really quick return process. I mean, they just said, okay, we just sent you an email with the shipping label so you can send it back. And then they immediately sent me a new one. So it was a good experience, give them that. Like with eBay, you are a little bit more subject to how the seller does things. Like
yeah.
I don't think I've mentioned it, but I have 5-day shipping time. Like I don't do this overnight and 1 day, 2 days.
Yeah,
I don't do it. It doesn't, I don't know if it really affects anything. I don't think people pay attention until they don't get it in 2 days.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I have 5 days. So you kind of are at the whim of each seller might do things a little bit differently. So
I think Amazon you're taking the right approach.
Well, it works for me. I mean,
but hey, you just gotta enjoy the process. So even if you're getting sales and you're telling customers that it's going to be 30 days, but you're doing it and you're enjoying it, power to you. That's awesome. Because if you're not enjoying it, that means you're going to stop. And then it doesn't matter how quick you are.
Yeah. I was running into problems when I was dog sitting, the logistics, I'd have to go get the thing, the whole deal, the whole process. And it was just kind of difficult when I was busy. And then I'd have late shipments and that messes you up. You get above average below average rating. And then you pay more fees and you feel sad. So that's why I just like, screw it. I'm doing the 5-day.
Oh, have I told you guys about the Game Boy project?
No.
So at some point, I'm going back to the U.S. for like 2 weeks, whenever COVID's over, basically. Specifically to make a bunch of like refurbished and cleaned Game Boys to resell, because I used to resell Game Boys, but Hasib wants to be involved with like a project with me. So basically, I'm gonna just get a bunch of inventory and then have like stuff selling on eBay and this kind of thing with a friend of mine. And it's more for like fun and that kind of stuff too. But I used to do it a lot, and essentially what I did for like 2 or 3 years is I would buy old Game Boys, I would clean them, and I would add a backlight, and then I would sell them. But after doing that for 2 or 3 years, I learned that it's actually way more profitable and way easier to just buy old Game Boys and clean them and resell them. Because you can sell them for like $20 more and after fees earn like $10 or $12 just for cleaning the Game Boy. So that is way more profitable than earning like $20, not even double, for 5 or 6 times the amount of work, right? And then there's the whole world of custom Game Boys and all that. But I really like the idea of like, I built 80 units. I just got to go back into the US and build more once those run out, and just kind of, that'd be cool. It'd be something fun to do with my friend too. But yeah, that's a thing.
That's great, Jack. That sounds really fun.
That could be something I invest some of that money into.
That's cool. What a gift to be able to look around and see what's out there that you could invest in. How fun!
It's weird. I'm not used to having. Yeah, definitely not. No, I have to like change the way I'm thinking to be like, what if I had everything I needed?
Yeah. Crazy. That's exciting.
Yeah.
That's so cool. That's like a retired person, which you are already semi-retired. I think I am too. But yeah,
semi-retired life.
Yes.
Yeah, it depends if you count World of Warcraft as work or not. If you count World of Warcraft as work, then I'm totally not retired. But if you don't count it as work, then I'm retired. And it's funny because it totally feels like work a lot of the time. Yeah.
Oh.
Because I'm in this guild and there's expectations and there's like I have a job in the game to earn money that I then have to use on things on a weekly recurring basis every Tuesday, every Thursday, and every Sunday. So like if I fail to earn enough money, I fail to perform in these events and problems happen. So I'm like, there's things I literally have to do on a deadline. And it's been really scary. It's actually been really positive for me, because prior to this, one of the things that I kind of was missing from my life was weekly recurring commitments, like things that happened on Tuesday, on Thursday, on days of the week. I just was living a life where every day was whatever I felt like, which sounds cool, but can actually be really depressing. You need to have if you don't have differences in your week, then you don't really conceptualize things as well.
Yeah.
And
that's why you need like time off and stuff too, like regular. Like maybe Sunday or Saturday will be my time off eventually, the kind of thing. It's actually right now it's been Saturdays. Saturday's dead. And like that's what I've said about my dog walking. I need those things. I need that little bit of structure.
Yeah. It's helpful.
So I get you. There's a fine line between free flow, floating around, doing what you feel like, and depression. I don't know why that is. It should be the most joyful thing, but yeah, it can just easily turn into sleeping all the time. Or
it's like the most joyful thing if you have that state after you've done all the things that you need to do. And then you have that like, now I have 4 hours, I can do whatever I please, and I'm well rested, I've eaten enough food, I'm hydrated, I've taken care of my body, I've cleaned my environment, I've dealt with getting food for later, I've dealt with paying bills. There's a lot of shit we gotta do.
You're making me really tired, Jack. That sounds like a lot of work. I like it when I like flow. I like it when it doesn't feel like work. Which with dog walking, that's pretty easy a lot of time, as long as the weather's nice and everything. It's just
I'm not working. I'm just here doing this.
Yeah, and I've always kind of done that with dog walking. I just sort of, not exactly, but in a way, I sort of pretend it's my dog, because then it's like people do this for free, and I get paid for it, and I get to be
Yeah.
outside, which I wouldn't normally probably just go outside on my own. I have to have a reason to get me out there. So yeah, I can get in the flow with dog walking pretty good, but eBay, not yet. Not there yet, but I think it'll come.
Someday you'll just be like, yeah, people list these eBay items for free. I'm not one of them. I'm doing it for money. It's gonna be great.
What about you, Lucas? Do you ever get in the flow with your computer things that you do, your programming and stuff?
Yeah, definitely when I'm building stuff. It's like rare recently because I'm always teaching or helping other people debug.
So when you're doing that feels like work, but when you're doing your own projects, it feels more like flow.
Kind of. It's definitely easier to like get in that flow state.
When
Cool.
you don't have to deal with the limitations of other humans.
Yeah, pretty much.
Communication.
I spend a lot of time telling people where they should type.
Oh boy. Good times.
I just realized we didn't pick a course.
Uh-oh.
We gotta pick our course, guys. What do we want to learn about? I felt proud of my review today.
You did a great job.
Effective.
I really appreciate it.
It was better than the other times where I'm just like, this is a course about this, done.
No, you always do good, but that was you made it more interesting than he did. I watched some of it. Yeah, he was he's a good guy. I'm sure he's like salt of the earth, cool dude, just anyway. Skillshare. I'm gonna look and see what looks interesting on Skillshare. Should we try to use one of their, what do they call them, original courses?
Yeah, sure. Skillshare Originals.
Oh, what if we took a writing course? Because we all have to write stuff.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know.
What kind of writing? You mean like writing copy?
Would that be most relevant to us? I don't know about Lucas, if he would need that kind of thing.
I can always write better copy.
Yeah, okay. Copy is relevant to old people who use the internet, basically.
Yeah. That's sort of, I vote for that, but I mean, I don't care. Whatever you guys pick is fine.
Okay.
Because I'm not going to take it anyway. You're the one that has to take the course, Jack, so I defer to you.
So I searched Skillshare Originals about writing, and there's a kind of wide variety of different kind of things we could get into. There's short stories. There's a 10-day journaling challenge. 6 steps to a successful writing habit. The creative writing toolkit, writing a character study. So I actually need to start writing lore for the universe of the video game that I'm making in the future. So I do have a bit of an interest in learning more how to do like a daily writing, because basically like when you create a video game, at least the kind of video game I'm making, an RPG, then you have to build a world in your mind that the game exists in, like, and you paint it through the game, right? Like the world of Lord of the Rings, right? Tolkien conceptualized that and then wrote books to develop it and further it, but he conceptualized what it was like somewhere in his brain and was trying to express that, right? So I need to be in a position where I'm building that, because it takes a very long time to write a universe that has interesting historical events, because you can't just think, okay, this is this place at this moment. You also have to think, what's the history of this place? What events shaped the characters? What phases did this civilization, like all of these crazy, crazy things. And so it would be cool to do some kind of writing exercise that's like, oh, each day I write a short story of somebody I imagine in this universe. And I don't know what the universe is like, but by writing these stories, I'll come up with events, and then I'll have to explain them. Be like, why is this person scared of that group of people? Why? What led to that? And yeah, I'm interested in that writing thing. That was a tangent.
So would that come under creative writing?
Any kind of getting in, like a journaling. Yeah, that would be creative writing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So journaling appeals?
One of the courses was about character writing.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're right.
character
It
writing?
was character writing.
Oh.
Oh,
sounds
wait, no.
interesting.
It was the Creative Writer's Toolkit, writing a character study.
What is a character study?
I don't know. Let's see.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Summers. You may know
This is
There's
a
a-
creative exercise that will help you develop characters that feel fresh and true to your writing style. Okay, yeah, sure. Here we go. This course.
Okay. Is it short enough?
It's only 28 minutes, actually.
All right. Perfect.
Woo! Weekly courses. Here we go. Nice. Okay, we got our course. Anything else, guys?
Oh, I'm good. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I'm all good.
Awesome. Let me look in the chat one more time. Okay, we're good. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Bye-bye. Ciao.